Welcome to Hamilton County TV Sports. I'm Perry Williams. Alongside me today, Coach Sharpe, Noblesville Millers. How are you, Coach?
Hi, Perry. How are you?
Really good. Feels pretty good. That first, when you have to get the first one before you can get the next one, right, Coach?
We're only guaranteed 10 of them, and a W is a W.
That's right. That's right. Let's talk a little bit about that Mount Vernon game because we kind of got ourselves in a predicament early.
Mm-hmm.
And then we bounced right back. And poise was really good, I thought, of the kids. Didn't get rattled or anything after that first score.
I agree. I think any high school coach will tell you that the first quarter of the first game is always weird and wacky, and you never know what can happen. And for us, it was, we received the ball on offense first, and of course we just wanted to kind of feel them out, see what kind of defense they were in, run a couple powers at them, trying to get our kids to settle down and be comfortable. Mount Vernon played us very aggressively on the edges, and I think kind of caught our play side halfbacks off guard a little bit. So we weren't the first three plays of the game we weren't blocking the correct person. And one of those led to a fumble, which of course they were able to convert for a touchdown. So yeah, they really shocked us. We were a little shell shocked out of the gate, but when you have your captains, Michael Bennett, Izzy Oladipo, Max Miller, Indy Wilhelm, Aiden Brewer, Merrick Helby, those are all smart and experienced guys. These guys all have played as sophomores. They all get great grades in the classroom. They all love Miller football, and they're able to say, all right, the first 2 minutes were bad, but we got 46 more minutes. Let's just keep playing our brand of football, and then it'll even itself out. So the poise, as you mentioned, was tremendous, and we're able to take that next drive, go on a long Miller drive to punch in a touchdown, tie homes. And the great thing about coaching in today's era is you can't tell from where I'm at. It's like, what the heck's going on? How did we fumble that? And then we have iPads, and it's like, oh, okay. So quick little, just tighten up your path. They're squeezing harder than we thought. These little adjustments made a world of difference. And once we kind of communicated that with our halfbacks, then we started to roll a little bit. And we played so many kids in the first half. Ty Holmes and Izzy Oladipo and Brody Gump started the game. But then we quickly wanted to give the ball to some of our sophomores. Noah Schenkel and Nicky Morris rotated them in very quickly. And so everybody carried the ball quite a bit in the first half. Everybody got the nerves out. And like I said, we kind of settled in a little bit, and then we're able to have some success in the power game. We tried to go wide quite a few times. Had a jet sweep concept in our shotgun, but I got called back for a hold. Going wide always scares me because anytime a high school kid or any kid, you're going wide, you're running, then you're trying to block, your arms get extended, and there's a referee standing right next to you, and he sees an arm go slightly outside a shoulder pad. It's take it back 10 yards. So we're trying to clean up that, our perimeter blocking when we do try to go wide. But we had the two ultimate get out of jail free cards with two big receivers, Aiden Brewer and Calvin Moody. So we're able to, Max Miller was able to get us out of two big third and longs. Aiden Brewer, of course, on a one-on-one coverage on a fade. That's a great makes a great catch. And then getting Calvin Moody making a great catch on tight end streak was huge. But we talked to the kids that those two plays don't go our way. Those are both incomplete. It's a totally different game. But we converted. Okay, those kids worked really hard at that, and we're able to then go wide a little bit more and get a couple of touchdowns there before halftime. Our kicking game was not great at all, but we're working on it. So our kickoff coverage and that sort of thing is getting a ton of focus and attention this week in practice, which when you look back in hindsight, I'm glad that we had 3 poor kickoff plays, because if those 3 kicks just go into the end zone, then we don't get to work on this. We're never going to know that, like, whoa, we're not nearly as good as we should be on kickoff coverage. So I think we got that addressed pretty well, and I'm excited to hopefully have a lot of kickoffs at Homestead this week. But going into halftime, they got that 49-yard field goal at the buzzer, great kick by that kid. They had a tiny bit of momentum, and they got the ball, so 22-10. Momentum on their side, plus we have to kick off to them, but we're able right away. Corbin Hornicle gets a big stop, first play, second half, loss of 5, and that kind of set the tone, forcing a 3 and out, getting a very short field. I think we received the punt about the 50, and we're able to quickly punch one in, and then get another quick stop, and then quickly punch one in to make it, I believe, 36-10. And from there, subbed in a little bit, tried to get even more guys to rotate in. We played a lot of guys on both sides of the ball. But we also, as we've been talking about, we played a lot of guys two ways. And two guys that I really wanted to highlight, Aiden Brewer and Indy Wilhelm. Those guys played almost every snap before it was kind of a 4-score lead. And we haven't done that before, and that's very rare, but like both kids seemed totally fine. Even watching on film, they didn't really slow down much late in the game. So when you're able to have two kind of blue chippers like that, and you can play them every single play on both sides of the ball, that's huge. But we have to continue to keep them in remarkable shape. Izzy played probably half the snaps on offense, so he's played about 3/4 of the game, and just very proud of the effort from those guys going both ways. I look at our front seven. We really settled in. They got us late on a touchdown on 3rd and goal at the 8, but overall, playing so many guys and just watching the film, it's like, we're fine. It's just a slight angle. Where Coach Metzler, Coach Jasper, Coach Munson, myself, were all very encouraged defensively. We look back at our stat line. I think Mount Vernon only had like 120-some yards of total offense. We just gave them so many short fields, and they were able to convert.
Yeah.
So overall, a win is a win is a win. And when you win, it makes correcting your mistakes so much more fun in practice. So today's Tuesday, and it's so hot out. We practiced in the morning. We had a 6 a.m.er, and just the overall team camaraderie of like, we won, but we know we're not great yet. We're not even close, and we are very excited to really attack the weaknesses that we displayed on film. And it's 6 a.m. practice, and you got Izzy Oladipo just firing up everybody. Let's go, giving impassioned speeches. That just sets the tone. It sets the tone. You can see a little bit of grogginess, a little sleep in some eyes this morning, but man, Izzy just lets everybody know we're on a mission. It's 6 a.m. Wake up. Let's play some football.
And the one thing about it, and we talked about it last week, is all the development you did over the summer months and things is really, really paying off, because you have to learn how to be a leader. Mm-hmm. I mean, some kids are born leaders, but and the ability that you did that. And the other thing I was very impressed. And sometimes we don't give them as much credit as they deserve, but this was basically a young backfield, okay? Mm-hmm. And the talent we lost last year in 3 or 4 different players in that backfield, and we had 458 yards on the ground. Last year in the same first game when we played down at Lucas Oil, we had 409. Mm-hmm. We had probably 9 or 10 kids carry the ball.
I believe so, yeah. And the kids, they did a great job. They've run our system for years now, so even though it's their first varsity game, it's the simplicity hopefully takes them by the hand and shows them the way. And I think that happened for Noah and Ty and Nikki particularly. And then being able to, when we have an athletic quarterback that can run and throw, we were able to showcase some of the wrinkles that we have in Max Miller. Had just a tremendous game. We have total faith that we can do a lot of stuff with Max. We prefer be in the T formation and just try to figure out how defense is playing us. But I'm not afraid to let Max really take over the game, and he really did there.
The second touchdown we had was a lot of Max Miller. I mean, of running the football.
Second quarter was Max. That was that was connecting with AB, connecting with Calvin, and then just the inside run game that we developed for him. And that's what we want. We like a quarterback that can run, and Max definitely fits the profile. So we got to keep him healthy. We got to, but we have a lot we can do with Max, and I'm glad he had a great night. He deserves it.
Yeah, and the one thing about it is, in fact, it was on our side of the home side of the field, so we could see it very well up in the press box. Was that pass he laid in there to Brewer was an excellent throw. Mm-hmm. I mean, only AB could catch that ball. The defensive guy could not have got to that ball. He may have got a hand in there.
Those two have been playing catch for probably at least 10 years, I'm guessing. And they're buddies, and they know each other very well.
Yeah, they do a lot of things together.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, coming up here, you're on the road going to Homestead. Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about Homestead. They fell to Carmel 34-10, but and the things that I've read about Carmel is Coach Ebert says this is one of the better teams he's had in the last few years, and Carmel's a good football team.
And that game's 3-3 late in the first half. Wheels kind of fall off for Homestead. This is what worries me is Homestead goes on a 2-hour bus ride. Carmel, you can see it on film. Their student section's packed. It was a total sellout there, and they made just back-breaking mistakes, which is why they lost the game. They get a pump blocked. Okay, it's hard to win a game when you get a pump blocked.
Right.
They muff a punt. Carmel punts to him. Homestead kid just drops it, and Carmel recovers. That is an enormous play, and then they throw a pick six. So when you add up those three, and they only lose by, it's still a very competitive game to the very end. This is a great football team we're playing.
Yeah.
Okay, and it all starts with them with their quarterback, Michael White, same kid we saw last year. This kid's really developed well. I mean, big, tall lefty. And just it's a low, quick flick of a release. I think he's a scholarship kid. He's only a junior. He's got another 20-some-odd games he's going to start for Homestead. But he's very scary, good scrambler, great deep ball. And like I said, he can just spit little quick passes all over the field. The receiving corps is very good and experienced. We got some good old linemen. So it's going to be a really tough offense, very well-coached offense with the Spartans. So great schemes. So they're giving us a ton to think about offensively with that great quarterback they have. And defensively, they return really good defensive lineman, nose tackle. We went up against him last year. They have a great linebacker that's already committed to Purdue from what we understand. So big D1 linebacker, another linebacker with some experience and some experienced guys in the secondary. Well, last year we played them. We're trying to hammer this message home to the kids. Everything went right for us, nothing went right for them. They snapped the ball to the punter's head. Logan Schaffner was able to pop a couple of really tight track, weren't really there, but Schaff did his magic and kind of bailed us out of a couple. Cage Goalie had a couple of big runs that, might not have been there, but, our senior skill players really took over the game. We converted. AB had a great catch on a 3rd and 15 for 16 yards. So little things like that, it's like, whoo, we were pretty fortunate. Probably shouldn't have been 42-0. I don't know if we're 42 points better than that team, but that's the way it ended. So I'm assuming that Homestead off season long is they're embarrassed mostly of our game, and they're going to do something about it. We got to take the 2-hour bus ride. They'll have a packed student section and all the like, and that quarterback's good enough to he's gonna throw a lot of touchdown passes over the next 20-some games. Me and Metz were kind of talking. He kind of reminds you of that quarterback from IU in Washington, that Michael Penix.
Oh,
just that big, tall lefty. That just that low, quick release, and just like he's very impressive. Yeah. So has our full attention. Our very inexperienced secondary has one game under their belt against Mount Vernon. So hopefully those nerves are worked out, and we can kind of roll forward with this young secondary group that we have, seeing a great quarterback and great receivers this week.
Yeah, because they'll put the they put the ball in the air 23 times
Yeah.
and completed 14 for 158 yards. So they're doesn't look like their ground game was much that game.
Carmel's got a really good front seven. So
Yeah.
maybe they were, yeah. So I'm sure they have a great ground game. There's just, and Carmel kind of controlled the time of possession quite a bit too. So.
Yeah.
But you talk about a week 1 opponent. That's a really good schedule that they're,
Yeah.
you know, they're brave enough to take on the Greyhounds week 1 and then with us week 2. So they're really trying to expand and make their schedule more statewide and get out of Fort Wayne area quite a bit to play the indie schools.
All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate it, and I wish you the best of luck on your trip up north. I know that for the fans that can't make the trip, the Homestead students do a pretty good job at broadcasting that game. So
okay.
at least somebody can catch some of the games.
Okay, sounds great.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate it.
Go
Bye
Millers.
now.